I'm delighted to heartily welcome all the participants who have come across from various states, country and colleges. I'm sure this program will give you a confidence on to build up best programming and logical thinking. I request your kind cooperation and support throughout the end of our program to make it grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for your wonderful address, ma'am. Let our first hour set the theme of success and positive actions throughout the entire day. I would like to call upon Dr. Chitra ma'am from IT HOD to invite the gather of address of this event.
Very good morning to all. Happy to see you gathered here for this wonderful session. On behalf of the management, principal and the faculty of PRATHYUSHA Engineering College, I invite every one of you for this wonderful session. I first congratulate all of you for making decision to attend this program. That interest actually indicates your learning attitude, and that interest only drives you further to reach your goals. Interest is a very important thing in achieving anything for that matter. Now, this coding session has been arranged for the benefit of the students because in recent years, this coding has become a buzzword among the students and the job seekers. And still, many of the students find difficulty and need support in learning further and in equipping themselves in meeting the demands of the industry. So in that view, we are organizing this particular event for 3 days, especially for the benefit of the students not over within Tamil Nadu, across India and from global level also. Many of the students have registered. I congratulate all of you for your interest in learning this coding. And coding, why this has been a buzzword among the people, among the job seekers. Now let us understand. Coding is first why this is required and what is all about coding and how this can be done. 3 things we can understand. First is why. Why I wish to highlight 2 important aspects of why coding is required. Coding is required for 2 reasons. One is coding is there with us throughout the day, wherever we go, whatever we do, there we stay connected with coding. We use WhatsApp, we use Facebook, we use various applications, we do banking, we make payments, and we put so many things through the mobile gadgets, through the laptop, through the systems, through the interconnect. All these things are done through coding. Coding is actually that does the seamless integration of all these things. And especially you people, many of you may be belonging to the other streams of engineering like mechanical, civil or electronics. And they can make a question, right? Why should I learn coding, right? Now, in this industry 4.0 scenario, no stream of engineering is lying or staying separated. There is no borderline between the streams of engineering. That does not continue to exist further, right? All these streams have to seamlessly work together so that every gadget, every device that come into picture in another few years' time, that is going to have the support contribution from all these streams of engineering. So definitely each one of us need to understand what is coding, how this coding can be done, and how this input can be received from various components and this to be processed, and this need to be given as instruction to other computer components or other electronic sensors or the actuators, like that we'll have to give the output, right? So everybody for that matter, we have to learn coding, and that is very important. Right? One more thing why coding is, now the industries are ready to offer job for people who are good in coding skills even without a degree. Even students of 12th standard are getting offered in MNCs. with good scale. Suppose if they possess good coding skills. So the coding skill has become vital for this for the youngsters, for the job seekers to ensure good career, right? So coding is required, and that will definitely improve your scope for job. So we decide we'll take some steps to learn coding, so that need to be done, right? Then, what is coding? Coding is nothing but converting the instructions that are in the human understandable format into the machine understandable format. That's it. Simple. Right? Here, we are given a problem statement, and the problem statement need to be decomposed into steps, and these steps need to be converted into machine understandable, processable format. That's it. Right? So you are given a problem, we are going to convert it into steps and into program. Right? When you convert this into coding, two important aspects of the program need to be considered. One is the time complexity, the other one is the space complexity. Two important buzzwords that are actually threatening the young coders, the coding aspirants, right? So if you understand the significance of space complexity and time complexity, definitely when you start coding, you will be conscious about these two parameters, which will improve your coding and which actually attracts the recruiters. Now actually in national hiring, the coding solutions are provided, solutions are given by the students for the given problem statement. Now the coding solution program is written by the student and you get the output also. But still you are not getting a good score or the maximum score. Why is it so? Because when the programs are evaluated, this time complexity or space complexity are considered. Right? So we have to be conscious about these two things. Take for example, the space complexity. Suppose if I want to travel from Hyderabad to Chennai, right? And there is a train from Delhi to Kanyakumari which connects Hyderabad and Chennai. Right? That goes through Hyderabad, Chennai and reaches Kanyakumari. Right? Now, what is your suggestion for me to book a ticket? Whether I have to book a ticket from Delhi to Kanyakumari or I have to book a ticket from Hyderabad to Chennai? Only from Hyderabad I am going to travel. Right? So, suppose when you want to use a variable, that variable need to be shared, need to be declared only in the point within the function where exactly that is going to be used. Right? So, suppose if I book a ticket right from Delhi, what will happen? That is wastage of space. That space can be allocated for someone else who will be traveling from Delhi to Hyderabad. Is it clear? So, I am going to travel from Hyderabad to Chennai. So, only that part, that seat is needed for me for my usage. And the remaining part, travel in the train, that part can be allocated to someone else, somebody else who is in need of booking a travel from Delhi to Hyderabad, right? That is space complexity. Time complexity, for example, suppose if you give a query string as test a series average of Dhoni in Google search, in how much time will you expect the result to be provided by Google? Will you accept if Google gives the result in 2 hours time? Will you be patient in listening, in expecting the results in 2 hours time? Actually, Google maintains a huge repository of data, a repository of information. Suppose if the search needs to be done across all its repository, that definitely will take time. Right? But here Google writes optimized code. What data need to be considered with respect to the location of the user and the available service, available connection. According to that, the search query string is processed, and that alone, so that it is able to give the result to the user quickly, in fraction of second. So the user experience is very important. All the resources that you use, the memory, the processor, the connectivity, connection infrastructure, everything matters. Right? So time complexity is very important, space complexity is very important. So when you write coding, start writing coding, be conscious about the space complexity and time complexity, because these two things are being considered during MNC's recruitment. We all are going to be there part of some MNC in few months ahead or in few years ahead. So I'm happy to have you all here as part of this 3 days session. And here we are going to have, I addressed this why coding is required and what is actually coding, and now how part is going to be addressed by our resource persons for these 3 days. And we have a good set of resource persons for these 6 sessions. They are all youngsters who have crossed the pace of learning what you are now undergoing. All of them have studied all the university norms courses and the other practical courses. Apart from that, how they have stretched, how they have put their effort in learning further, and how they have landed up in the MNCs. That experience they are going to share with you. And with that experience, they will also guide you through in solving the problems. Just be cool, enjoy the session, and make use of the session as much as possible. And put your queries in the live chat. We are here to address the queries. And at the end of this 3rd day, I wish to see you all having some experience, having some interest, and having your interest addressed by these sessions. So I bless every one of you. All the best. Thank you. I hand over the session to Meghna.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your wonderful brief. Followed by our friend Meghna from CSE 3rd year to give a resource about of our chief guest, Mr. Jay Ganesh from Zoho.
Thank you, Vashini. Good morning, one and all. I hope all are doing good and staying safe during these hard times. It's my immense pleasure to welcome our resource person, Mr. Jay Ganesh, along with our principals, our beloved HODs, staff, and my dear friends. Before handovering this mind training session to Mr. Jay Ganeshan, I would like to share few achievements and experiences regarding him, all of you. Mr. Jay Ganesh is a person who studied and graduated from beloved college PEC and now working in Zoho from past 5 years. He is currently leading a team which works on new payment gateway and a team which integrates with banks to an ERP, which helps business to automate their payouts and receivables. We are really very glad to welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Meghna, for giving this speech. Now I call upon Mr. Jay Ganesh sir from Zoho to give this to start this session. Sir.
Yeah.
Jay Ganesh sir, you can start.
Yeah. Hi guys. So this is Jay Ganesh and I'm working in Zoho. Can someone make me presenter? Hello.
Vashini இப்போ இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் கொடுப்பாங்க, அதுக்குள்ள நான் ரெடி பண்ணிடுறேன். ஜெயகன், Vashini, you can give the instruction, ma.
Okay, ma'am. There are certain instructions to be followed for the students. The first instruction is 3 days attendance is mandatory for e-certificate. Quiz will be conducted at the end of the every morning session. Number three is every day the toppers of the quiz will be announced at the next day of the morning, and the overall at last the overall toppers will be announced at the end of the third day evening. These are the some four instructions you need to be followed. Thank you.
So yeah, so this is Jay Ganesh. So in the meantime, we can so let me explain more about me and how I joined Zoho. So yeah, so I am from Tirunelveli district in the southern part of Tamil Nadu, actually southern part of India too, and I completed my schooling here in Tamil medium. Uh, yeah, so I got a screen sharing option. So yeah, let me continue. So yeah, and then I joined PRATHYUSHA Engineering College for my a BE degree, and I completed at 2015. And then I attended off-campus interview in Zoo, and yeah, I got selected. And from 2015 till now, I'm working in Zoo. Yeah. So okay. So today, I'm going to take numbers and patterns. So how you can solve programming challenges which falls under the category of numbers, patterns. Okay. So before going into this, so what is interview process and what are the things we have to be prepared and how the interview process will be going? So yeah, so in a particular company there will be like some limited number of vacancies. So say there are 10 vacancies in a particular company, and the application for interview will be like filled by around 1,000 or 2,000 students. So we have to the at very first step we have to filter it out from 1,000 to around 100 or 150. So for that we'll be doing the first round, the aptitude test, where we will give some questions around 20 to 30 questions, and the students will be asked to like enter the asked to enter the answer for those questions. So based on the result, based on the marks, we will like filter out around 100 to 150 students. And then what then the next round will be like the basic programming round. So where you'll be whether you will be given an online test, or whether we will give you a system where you can enter we'll be giving question and you have to enter the coding in the system. So using which we will be filtering out or filtering out around 60 to 50 to 60 students. And then the third round comes. So there third round will be like advanced programming. So it will be like the complexity of the program will be like somewhat increased. So the time also will be like will be giving more time, and you guys have to uh, prepare and you have to like source the code. So we'll be evaluating whether you know all the logics, and if there are like some errors, we will be asking you to like check and fix. So once you completed the third round, the very next round will be like technical HR. So there the technical HR person will be like asking questions from the second and third round, where the basic programming round and the advanced programming round. So here they will check how depth you are in the technology. So they'll be asking based upon your resume. They will ask technical questions like say I know MySQL technology in my resume. Then they will ask, so what is MySQL and how can you write some select queries? So these things will be happening. So once you are proven you are so strong in technology, so then the very next round will be like the actual HR. So there they'll check your attitude, whether this particular person will be able to work among, say, work as a team. There will be some persons who will be like so reserved and they'll be like doing all the works all day alone. So those persons they will not prefer. And then they will check your attitude. So attitude in sense, they will check how you play strongly as a team, and then they will check whether you will be working this particular company for a long time. So in case if you have any thoughts of like going for higher studies or say going for some other job, like I am interested in this particular technology but your company is strong in this particular technology, I might change. So in case if you answer like this, then they will like question, so this person will be staying with us forever, or so these are the things will be checked. And once you go all through this, then the interview process is completed and will be like we will like join the particular company. So yeah, let me so here I am going to like give you some tips on how you can do the second and third round. So the basic round and then the advanced programming round. So yeah, so what are the challenges the student face while coding? So the very first one, understanding the question. So most of us, so once we given with a question, most of us will be like having will not be able to understand the question. Say for example, there'll be some they in the question itself they'll be given some input and output. So using which also we will not be able to understand that particular question. So only if you understand the question completely you can able to go, otherwise you can't. So I can give you some tips when we go into the practice session how you can understand the question, what are the ways you can understand the question. So the next one is cracking the logic. So yeah, the once you understand the question, we have to know how we can solve the question using the logic. Say you are asked to print a matrix. So in this particular matrix, it's a 2D array. So here you have to use two for loops. So these logic has to be known once you understand the question. And then the time management. So yeah, you will be given as some limited number of time. Within that particular time, you have to crack all the questions. So the how you can improve the time management we can see in the practice session. And then code optimization. So yeah, the next one is code optimization, where once you understand the question and cracking the logic and everything is completed, the code can be still optimized, where you can reduce some where you can tune some performance optimization and so and so. Yeah. So what is the solution for the all of these particular challenges which we face in programming? So practice. So if you practice more, then you can solve all the challenges, you can overcome all the challenges which is present in the programming. Okay, so let's get into the practice session. So I have taken one question which is perfect number. A number is perfect only if it is equal to sum of okay. So you are reading this particular paragraph where a number is a perfect number and if it is equal to sum of its proper. So even if you read this particular paragraph, there can some people they can easily understand, oh okay, I have to do these things. Some people will not be able to understand what is this question meant for and what I have to code. So here So here they will be given one input and one output. So yeah, so 15, if they give 15 as a input, you have to take all the devices, like 15 devices of 15 are 1, 3, 5. So sum of these three, 1, 3 and 5 is 9, and which is not equal to 15, then you have to put false. So if I give 6, the divisors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, and sum of divisors is 6. Okay, so after reading this particular question, you can understand that you have to, the very first step, you have to find the divisors of the given number, and then you have to sum all the numbers, all the divisors. So after reading this particular question, you can understand, you have to understand it, this step you have to understand all the what you are going to do with this particular question, and then let us crack the logic. So yeah, so the first step, I have to find all divisors, and second step, sum of all divisors. So yeah, okay, so how I can find all the divisors of number 6? I have to put 1, whether I need to see whether this is divisible by 6, yes, and then 2, yes, and then 3, yes, and then 4, no, and then 5, no. 6 is already divisible by 6, but we will not as per the question we will not use that one. Okay, so then I have to sum all these. 2 plus 3 5, and plus 1 equal to 6. So like this I have to code. So what I'll do is I will go to perfect number. There will be one. Actually, I'm using Java. Actually, I'm coding in Java, so my preferred programming language is Java. So I'm in this complete practice session, I will be using Java. Okay, so there will be on public static void main, and then I am writing one method, static boolean is perfect number. I have to give one number. Okay, so let me take the question again. Okay, I have to get one number. I need to pass okay, so here what I'll do is I will put on for loop, and because I cracked the logic where I need to say if I give a number is 6, I need to loop from 1 to 5, and then I need to check the possible divisors of 6 and sum all those things. So I'm putting on loop. If number is divided by I, then I need to initialize one variable into sum equal to 0. Okay, if n divisible by I equals 0, then sum equal to sum plus I. Okay, and then I need to check if sum equals number, then it should print true. Okay, let's run this program. So where is, yeah, so I need to loop from 1. Okay, so true. 6 is a perfect number. Let's put some other number 19 as per the example. So 19 is false. So let's put some other number. Okay. So it is false. Okay, so as per the as per our all channel, so we understand the question, we crack the logic, we just code this particular program in a time, and then there comes a part code optimization. So yeah. So say if you practice this particular question for 1 or 2 or 3 times, you can know. Yeah. So yeah. So the first very simplest solution which everyone goes through is from 1 to n-1. We have to find all the divisors and we have to sum all the divisors, and if the sum equals to n, then it's true, else false. So this is the solution we are around. And then what is an efficient solution? So how we can like improve this particular solution is go through all the numbers till square root of n. Like say if I have number 9, I have to loop 1, 2, 3. 3 is a square root of 9. So I have to loop only 3 numbers, 1, 2, and 3. And if the I divides n, then we have to add both in and n bar I to sum. So let's take this particular example. So I am given with ns9, I have to loop 1, 2, and 3. 3 is square root of 9. So the very first step, 1 is divided by 9. I have to add 1. So 2 is divided by 3? No. I have to then go for 3. 3 is divided by 9. And I have to add 3. So using which you can easily or you can efficiently calculate all the sums, because in the very first approach, in the very first approach, you are looping from 1 to n-1. Say if I given 9, you will be looping from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But in the second approach, you will be looping from 1, 2, 3. So let's have the coding example. Yeah, so it's already typed and okay. Say I'm giving one number and it is going to the method where I'm looping from 1 to this square of I is less than equal to n. So here the same logic, the square root of n does not exceed. So if I is divisible by n, then I have to add both I and n divided by I. So yeah, let's put 6 and let's debug this particular code. Okay, so I have given 6 and it is went inside is perfect, and the sum is initialized as 1, and then the loop is starting from 2. Why sum is initialized as 1? Because 1 is divisible by all the numbers. Okay, and then I is 2 and given number is 6. So 2 is divisible by 6, yes. So 2 star 2 equals n, no. Then I have to sum both I and n divided by I. So 2 and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the sum will be like 6, and I is increased. Now I is 3. So the loop got exit because I star I 3 star 3 is 9, which is greater than 6. So the loop condition got failed, and then the output has been displayed in the console. So input is 6, divisors are 1, 2 and 3. The sum of divisors is 6. So 6 equals 6, then true. Okay, so yeah, let's go to the second question, the happy number. If you have any questions, you can ask in the live chat where I can reply at the end of the session. Okay, so we have to find the very next question is we have to find a number is whether a happy number or not. So how I can find whether this particular number is a happy number? So I'm reading that particular paragraph. A number is called happy if it leads to one sec, sorry. Yeah, if it leads to one after a sequence of steps wherein each number is replaced by the sum of squares of its last digit, that is we start with a happy number and keep replacing it with digits square sum where each one. So yeah, I just read the question, and some might understand this particular question after reading this particular paragraph, and some might understand this particular question only after reading this particular input. So I belong to the second category. Okay, so yeah, here I given the input as 19, and what I have to do is I have to square first square plus 9 square. So I have to add these two, 82, and then 82, 8 and 2, okay, 68, and 6 square plus 8 square, it's 100, and then 100, 1 square plus 0 square plus 0 square is equal to 1. So if we reach as like that, if we reach to 1, then 19 is a happy number. So as like that, if I give 20, the output will be false, because if I put a 2 square plus 0 square, which is equal to 4, and then 4 square equals to 16. So 1 square plus 6 square, so the things will be go like this, and it will not end up with 1. Okay, so how we can solve this particular question? This is a tricky question. So without knowing the logic, you'll not be able to say if you come to programming around happy number question, only if you have practice of this particular happy number question in previous time, you can crack the logic within the time. If you don't know the logic, or if you don't practice this particular question previously, then you cannot complete this particular question in time. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so how we can find a number is a happy number through, so what is the logic behind it? A number cannot be a happy number if any step the sum of the square of digits obtained is a single digit number except 1 or 7. This is because 1 and 7 are the only single digit happy number. Say yeah, so I have given with 20, and 20 2 star plus 0 star 0, which is equal to 4. I arrived at 4, but if you take this particular 4, it will not come end up with 1. If you take 2 also, like 2 star 2 and 4, and then 4 star equal to 16, the things will be like keep on going. So as we already know, 1 is a happy number, and if I come to 2, it's not a happy number. When it comes to 3 star 3 equals 9, and then 9 star 9 equals 81. So the things will be like go like this, it will never end up with 1. And then if you take 4 4 we already given this particular example. So if it comes 4 star 4 equal to 16, then 16 1 star 1 plus 6 star 6, 1 star 1 plus 6 star 6, so which is 36 plus 1 37. Okay, yeah. So the things will like grow like this. So 4 is not a happy number. As like that, 5 is also not a happy number. 6 is also not a happy number. So when it comes to 7, 7 star 7, which is equal to 49, and then 4 star 4 plus 9 star 9, which is 97, and then 9 star 9 plus 7 star 7, which is 130. So 1 star 1 plus 3 star 3, 0 I just ignored. So which is 10, and then 1 star 1, 0 I just ignored. So it comes 1. So 7 is a happy number. Okay. And then 8 is not a happy number, and 9 is not a happy number, and 10 is a happy number. Say how? All star 1 equal to 1, and 0 I just ignored. So in case I'm say for a given any number, I just arrived a number, single digit number, either 1 or 7, then it's a happy number. So how we can, the things like this is not a controlled loop. You cannot put say int I equal to 0, and I till this particular number I have to loop and check. So you cannot check this. So for this we have to loop. We doesn't know for any given number how many times the loop will get executed. So yeah, let me go to the example. Yeah. So here what I did is I am just given with one number. I'm just going to this particular number. So here, if the given number is 1 or 7, I'm directly say this is happy number. Then what I will do is I will initialize some variable to the given number, which is, say for this example 9, sorry 10. So 10 is greater than 9, so yes. So here what I'll do is, for each time I will loop and find out the squares of digit. So given number is 20. How we will be splitting this particular 20 in digits? So what you have to do is, you have to divide, you have to divide the number by 10, then the quotient will be like 2. So you just split it, this particular number, into first digit, and the second digit can come. So 0 you can do. Yeah, let's take some other example. So 23, I'm taking the number 23. So how we will be splitting this particular number 2 and 3? You have to square 2 and square 3, and you have to add both. So what you have to do, you can divide this number into 10 and take the quotient, which is 2, and then you have to take the remainder. Then the number will be 3. So like that, you'll be like getting all the number, which is if I give 23, you can get the number split it into digits. So let's have some debugging example. So I'm just putting 1 2 3. Okay, so I'm just running this. Sorry, I'm just okay. Yeah, I just got it. So I'm getting inside the Yeah, so the number is not equal to 1 or 7, so the number is 123, so the loop gets executed to next line. And I'm initializing this 123 to sum and the variable temporary variable x. And then the sum is 123, which is greater than 9, so the loop gets executed. So here I'm just initializing this particular sum to 0, and then the temporary variable where this why this particular temporary variable is used now. I have to split this 1 2 3 as 1 and then 2 and then 3. So for that particular reason I am just using this particular x. Every time this particular loop executed, what I will do is I will process 3 first, and then the total will be stored in the x, and the next loop I will process 2, and then the 1 will be stored in the x. Okay, so yeah, so x is greater than 0, yes. So as I said earlier, I have to divide this particular x into 10. So and then you have to take the reminders. So if I divide 123 divided by 10, the quotient will be 12 and the remainder will be 3. So the remainder will be stored in D. So I just processed 3 square in the very next step. Okay, 3 star 3 equals 9. So I initialize to sum. As I said earlier, in the temporary variable x, we will store the quotient where 123 divided by 10, which is equal to 12. The quotient will be 12. Then in the particular variable is value is stored in x. So the loop gets executed the next time. The x is 12, and then I'm just okay. So the next time the x divided by x modulo 10, then the remainder will be 2. So I am just going to processing 2. So 2 star 2 equal to 4. Already sum is 9. Now the sum value is 13. So I have to divide this particular number by 10. So and then I have to assign the value to x. So here if I divide this particular 12 by 10, the quotient will be 1, and I am assigning this 1 to x. So now the x is 1, x is greater than 0, which is obviously, and then I'm getting modulo of x by 10. So here I will be getting 1 as result, and then I am summing 1 star 1, which is equal to 14. Yeah, so I'm just dividing 1 by 10 and the remainder will be 0. So x is assigned to 0, so the condition will get failed, and then sum is 14. So I just processed 123. So 123, which gives the sum as 14, and then I am just the loop will get again executed, and the sum now the x is 14, the sum is 14, the x value is assigned, the interim x value is assigned to sum, and then the sum value is 14, which is greater than 9. It's not a single digit. If it's single digit, then I can say 1 and 7 are the happy numbers, and other numbers are like not happy numbers. So the loop will get executed. So at last the result will be written in console. Say I'm given as 123. So in programming you can you have to divide this particular digit in terms of uh, digits by dividing the number by 10. 1 sec. So the result is displayed in console, where you can see 1, 2, 3. I given the number as 123, so the result is 14, and then I'm taking 14, 1, and then 4. So the which number gives 17. So 1 and then 7, 50. The things goes like this. At last I'm getting single digit 4. So 4 is not a happy number, I know. If I even keep on processing 4, it will give the things will go indefinitely, and I will not get the answer. Yeah. So this particular happy number is a tricky question. How you can know now? Only by practicing you can know how you can solve this particular happy number question. So yeah, let's get into the next question. So printing a binary right angle triangle. So yeah, we completed the numbers questions. So we just move into triangle as the patterns. So here I have to print a pattern. So the input given as 4, the output should be 4 rows, and column will be like increasing in the column will be increasing in ascending order. So the first row will be having 1 column, and the second row will be having 2 column, and the third row will be having 3 column, and the fourth row will be having 4th column. So after seeing this particular question, so every patterns, if you see row and column wise, you have to use 2 for loops. One is for I and for j, whatever the variable which you use. So let get inside the question. So I'm just creating one Java class. So I just created a class. I'll just minimize this. Okay. So I'll get one number. So I'm going to create one method. So this is row. I'll just take it as rows. Okay. So I'll put one loop for int I equals 0, I is less than rows, I plus plus, and then for int j equals 0, j is less than I, less than equal to I, then j plus plus. Okay, so here I put rows, and here I put j is less than equal to I. So why? So whenever you come across this particular problem, like the rows will be like the column is keep on increasing as row number increases. Then you have to use this particular logic where you have to put the second loop is less than equal to I. Say the very first row you will get I value is 0, and the next one the I value is 1. So here 0 and 1 column can come, and here I value will be 2. So here I value will be 2. So 0 and 1 and 2. And then here the I value will be 3. So 0, 1 and 2 and 3. So the things will be like come like this. So that's why the reason I put j equal to 0 and j less than equal to I. Okay, so I have to print. So I'm just printing. Uh, the very first step, what I will do is I will I will not print 0 and 1. I will just try to print some other thing and check whether the triangle shape is coming or not. I will put I plus j plus I'm giving on tab. So this particular loop is for rows and this particular loop is for column. So whenever this particular loop comes, I have to print a new line because the column is completed. I have to go to the next row for the second execution of this particular loop. Okay, let's run this program. Okay, I got the triangle shaped output 0, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. So how I can print 0, 1 and then here this should come as 0. So what I did is I plus j. So you can see here I need to print 0 and here I need to print 0. Here it should 1 and here it's 0. So what I'll do is after checking this one, I can see the value should be modulo by 2. That means I have to divide this particular number with 2 and I have to display the remainder. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just run this on. Okay, I got. So here the logic is initially I put I plus j where I got output 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Here where and all I get even numbers, that means now the numbers which are divisible by 2, I need to get a 0 value, and where and all the number which is not divisible by 2, I need to get the 1 value as 1. So I just divide this particular value by modulo, divide with this particular value by 2 and taken the remainder as output. Okay, using which you got the desired output. So now I'm going to put number as 4. I'm just going to run this particular program. Yeah, where you received the output as it mentioned in the program. Okay, so let's get into the next question. So mirrored hollow parallelogram. So here a parallelogram. So here given the length as rows and breadth as column, and the task is to print the mirror hollow parallelogram. So here they didn't mention anything about how you can print this parallelogram and how you can there is no paragraph. We have to understand by checking the input. So you have to get rows and column as input, and the output you have to print the. So each row there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I given the column as 8. So the very first row has 8 stars and the second row has 8 stars but preceding by 1 space, and the second row the third row which has 2 spaces, and this third row has 3 spaces, and the fourth row has 4 spaces. So I need to loop and print the star. Previous stage I have to, for each row I have to print 1 space. So using which I'm just finding a logic. So let me write this particular program. So I am just int rows equals 5 columns equal to 8. Okay, I need to pass print matrix rows and columns. Okay, I'm just writing a program static void print matrix int rows and int calls. Okay, so as I said earlier, I have to use two for loops. One is for rows and one is for columns. Okay, so here int I equal to 0, I is less than rows I plus plus. Okay, the next one is for columns int I equal to j equal to 0, j is less than columns, and then j plus plus. I'm just S out. I'm just printing one star. So for each inner loop, the column loop execution completed, I need to print one new line. S out. Okay, I just printed a new line. So if I print this particular matrix, it will give a 5 cross 8 star. So everything is a star. So now I am going to check the output. So here they just mentioned the first row should be having all the stars and the last row should be having all the stars, and the other rows it should be in the inner side should be like empty. So here the value should be empty, here the value should be empty, here the value should be empty. So yeah, so what I'll do is in the printing logic I put first row I is 0. If I is equal to 0, then I have to print, or for the last row I should be equals to row minus 1, then I have to print this particular star, and for all other rows j should be 0 or j should be col minus 1, then I have to print star. So let us check the output. Okay, so the inner side there is no space, so yeah, let us put space. I'm just dividing this input. Else I have to print on space. This should work. If this particular condition matches, I should print star, else I have to give a one space, then only this particular space will come over here. Okay, I'm just running this particular code again. Okay, this is print, it's not println. Println will give print a new line. Okay, I just got the output, but this is not slanting like this. You have to print some space over there. So for that, I am using one another loop for int k equals 0, k is less than I k plus plus. So I have to print on space. So this should work. Let's check. Yeah, this comes. So why here I already said for each row I have to increase one values. So then at that time you have to use k less than I. So see, here you get 3 spaces and here you got 4 spaces. Okay. Okay. Yeah, good. So let's go to the next question. So print the pattern. So here you have given number n, you need to print the pattern for the given value of n. Okay, and if I give 2, the pattern will be 2 2 1 1 and 2 1. And if I give the pattern number 3, the pattern will be 3 3 3 2 2 2 1 1 1. Okay, so as you see, if they give 2, there should be 2 rows. The first row has to be 4 columns, and the second row should be 2 columns. If they give 3, so I come from the lowest one. So the row should be like 1 2 3 3 2 1, and okay. So here if you can see the logic. So the last row has 3 columns, and the very next one has 6 columns, and this particular one has 9 columns. The column rates are like multiplying the rows values given in the question. So for this also I'll be using 2 loops. Print pattern. Okay, so I got the number input, and I'm using this particular loop for row and this particular loop for column, and this particular one is to print number of times I have to print the values of number of times I have to print the values of I. Okay, so let's write this example. So I'm using I'm just creating one class with static void int n rows equal to, or n anything, n equal to 3, print pattern. Static void print pattern and this particular number here. Okay, so as I said earlier, I have to put 2 loops for int I equal to 0. Let's start from 1. I is less than equals to, if I start from 1, I have to put less than equals and then I plus plus. Okay, I just got this one, and I need to put one row int j is equals to 1, j is less than equal to n, and then j plus plus. Okay, this loop is for column, and then as you see in this output, you have to increase the printing values. So I'm using one another loop, int k equals to 1, k is less than equals to I, k plus plus. Okay, I'm just printing. I'm just printing any values, just printing k. So this one is for column, this loop ends here. So I'm just printing a new line over there. So I'm just running this particular code. Okay, so as you see, I just got an output 1 1 1 and 1 2 1 and 2 1 2. Okay, 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, so instead of printing k, I need to print j. Sorry, I. So here you can see the output in the reverse format. So 11 22 33 111 222 333. So now we have to reverse the loop. Then only 3 3 3 3 will be in the top, and 2 2 will be in the second position, and 1 1 1 1 will be in the third position. So I'm just changing all. I'm just inversing the loop. I is equal to n. I is greater than equal to 1, I is minus minus, and then j is equal to n, j is greater than equal to 1, j minus minus. So k is equals to I, k is greater than equal to 1, k minus minus. So now if I just inverse this particular loop, so let's check the output. So I got 3 3 3 2 2 2 on 1 1, double 3 double 2 double 1 3 2 1. So if I put number 2, I'll get 2 2 1 1 2 1. So that's the output. It's given in the question. So pattern questions are like so interesting questions. So if you see any pattern question, you can write the loops by your own, and you can change some values, and you can like check the output. Even in this particular case, I can instead of 2 2 1 1, I can print the alphabets. How? I can So if I add 65 to the j value, say j value is 2, I print just j value is 2. So I have to add 64 here. If I add 64 over there, and then I have to convert that particular 64 into character, then the character will be printed over there. So BBAA will be printed here, and BA will be printed over here. Just like that, you have to use your own logic, and you have to like play around with all the loops, then you can master this particular pattern programming. So let's go to the next question. So okay, so far we are having only 2 more questions, and then we can stop the session. Okay, so the number series. So number series, this is one such interesting question where you can see they just given some loops, they just given some values where the first 2 is 0 printed, and then the third value is 2, and then fourth value is 1. So how the values are like the series values are coming now? As you can see, first 2 values are 0, and the third position is increased by 2, and fifth position is increased by 4 or 2. Sorry. So and then seventh position 6, so increased by 2, and the ninth position increased by 2, again 8. So if you see the second series, you can see 0 increased by 1, and then 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 increased by 1. As like that, you can print this particular result. If you read the question, they are saying the previous value should be divided by 4. The every even terms should be having the value of previous number divided by 2. So this one is 2 divided by 2 is 1 here, 4 divided by 2 is here. So even if you, it's like you can read the question and understand how you can crack the logic, or you can see the numbers and analyzing the pattern, how the possible pattern, and you can crack the logic. Okay. So yeah, let's go to the programming question. So and then I need to understand they'll be giving 10. I have to print all these value. Okay. Okay. If they give 10, I have to print 10 numbers. So they're saying the 10th term should be 4. Okay, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's pretty simple. They'll be giving one n value as input. So if they give 10, you have to print this series till 10. Till 10 inserts, 10 only 10 values. they give 20, you have to print 20 values. Okay. So first two is a constant one, 0 0 is a constant one, and then for odd position you have to increase by 2, and for even position you have to increase by 1. So okay, let's write a code. So as int n equal to 10, let's take 20 and print a series of n. Okay, so static void print series of integer n. Okay, as I said earlier, I have to loop it from, I need to 20 times I have to loop, so I just put normal loop. I'll start from 1 and I is less than equals to n I plus plus. So initially I have to print the constant values 0, 0. So 2 position is already sorted, so I have to print it from that position. Okay. So yeah, int a equals to 0, comma b equals to 0. Okay. In case if I modulo 2 is 1, this denotes its odd position, else it is even position. Okay, so let's take to the question. So here odd position I have to increase by 2. So 1, 2, 3. So odd position I have to increase by 2. A equal to a plus 2. Okay, and then even position I have to increase by 1. Yes, out. Okay, let's run this code. Let's check the output. Yeah, so as you see 0 0 is a constant one, and then 2 4 6 8 10 12 14 16 18. Okay, great. So and then 1 2 3 4 5 6. One sec. Okay guys, so yeah, you can get the output like this. So whenever you get a number series, you have to find the logic. So you can get the logic, you can crack the logic somehow. So if you have practice on number series, say in case if you get a programming round on these same question, you already know the logic. For the odd position, you have to increase the I value by increase the number by 2. For the even position, you have to increase the number by 1. As like that, any number series you can crack only by after seeing the relationship between the numbers. Okay, and then let's get into the next question. So this is a tricky question. Why I take this particular question? For most of the interview questions, there will be something. They will be asking some questions which we doesn't know. Say this particular second Trop's theorem. Even I'm hearing this particular name for the very first time. Okay, so yeah. So after seeing this particular question, you should not like I haven't even heard about this particular theorem. I cannot code like that. So what you have to do is you have to check the input and output. Then you can understand what this particular person is theory is all about. So yeah, the input is 10 and the output should be 8 and 2. If the input is 30, the output should be 21 and 8 and 1. So how you can understand this particular one now? 8 and 2 are Fibonacci series. So whenever a number is given, the 10 is given, you have to print the output in a Fibonacci series where the Fibonacci series sum, the numbers which you are giving now, 8 and 2 are Fibonacci series, and the output should be like 8 plus 2 equal to 10. The sum of the given output should be equals to the input. Okay, so what this particular guys theory is about, the whatever the number which you give, we can represent it by Fibonacci series sum. That Fibonacci series which is non-neighboring one. That means say 1 and 1 are 1 and 2 are not come, will not come, like that. Okay, so let's see how you can crack this particular question. Say for this 10, what you have to do is you have to find the maximum value of Fibonacci series. For 10, the maximum value of Fibonacci series is 8. Okay, and then you have to reduce that particular value from the n, and for the remainder you have to find the maximum value of Fibonacci series and reduce that. That means 2. Reduce the value by 2. Whenever the number comes to 0, then you have to print the output. So you have to, every time you have to find the maximum Fibonacci series value and reduce the value by that Fibonacci series value, and you have to print that particular Fibonacci series value. Let's get into the programming. So here I am just showing, I'll explain this particular program. The time is less. Okay, so they given number is 7 and I'm just passing this 7 here. So here I am writing one another program where this particular program find all the Fibonacci series, like 0, 1, 1 and then 1 plus 1 equal to 2, like that it will go, and whenever the number exceeds like the n, then the previous value is returned. That means if I give 10, the maximum Fibonacci series value will be returned using this particular function. Okay, so I got the Fibonacci value function. I just print that particular Fibonacci series function, and then I'm just reducing this particular value from the n, and then the loop goes again. So as like that, you have to loop till 0. So solution is simple. Whenever a number is given, you have to find the maximum Fibonacci series value and print that on, and then reduce that particular Fibonacci series value in the 10, and then for the remaining value you have to find the maximum Fibonacci series value. Okay, hope everyone understand this particular theorem. Okay, with this we can end the practice session, and it's time for any questions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable time which you have spent with us. This was one of the best session, I think so. You have given a wonderful explanation how to explain and how to crack the logic. Thank you so much for your wonderful time. And if students, if anyone is having any doubts, you can raise the questions. I think they will be chatting through the mail, sir. So thank you so much, sir. At last, I would like to call Nagaraj. At last, I would like to call the Nagaraj to give the vote of thanks. Nagaraj, please.
Yes, Toshini, am I audible?
You're audible now.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Before we are going to the vote of thanks, sorry, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Yes,
Thank
you
you.
are audible.
Yeah. Before we are going to the vote of thanks, there's a gentle reminder. We are having the next session at 1 p.m. We are seeing in that we are going to see about the arrays. So I request you all to be joining in the session also. Good morning to one and all person in this webinar. It's my privilege to present the vote of thanks in front of you all. On behalf of PRATHYUSHA Engineering College, I extend my hearty thanks to our resource person, Mr. Ganesh, for spending his precious time with us and for explaining us how to prepare for the interview and how to attend it and approach the program which is given to us. And more important thing, how to solve it in the efficient way. We are lucky to have a session taken by a resource person like you, sir. We really thank you, sir. And my friends, I thank you all for joining us in this session and making it as a huge success. I hope you all are always interested in learning. So please like this video and subscribe and turn on the notification to our channel so you will be able to know whenever we are posting a video for you. Once again, I thank you all. I hope we can wind up this session now.
Thank you, Nagaraj. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.